Welcome back, y'all. Today's video, we've got a lot of outside stuff planned. We're working on gardens, getting tater land ready. Well, we just got a lot going on today. It's absolutely gorgeous out here. But what I'm going to be working on first thing this morning is I'm going to go through the turnip patch here and see if I can find any more turnips. I'm fixing to till it all up. And I want to just make sure there's no more turnips out here, or at least see if I see any that stand out, because I'm going to give them to my grandma if we do. All of our trellis system, all that's got to come out today. And I'm going to see how well this thick straw layer is going to till up. I will say that it didn't quite break down like I thought it would over the winter. But it's not too deep, and then under there is our soil. So it shouldn't be too bad. Once I run the tiller over it, it should really incorporate it pretty good. And that's my plan. It's going to be, let's see, we're probably looking at right around a month before any of this in-ground garden up here starts to get planted. I just want to go ahead and get it worked up so I can chop up everything and be sort of letting it sit. And then I'll till it up again when the time comes to start planting. I know when Mama and Meagan picked over these the other day, I think they got a lot of them. It's just a root. Look right there. Now that was a nice turnip. That one was a right nice turnip, but I'm assuming the frost got it or freeze got it or something, because it's mushy. Oh, look. There's a purple turnip. I was wondering, I knew I planted some purple ones. There's a nice one. But as thick as that right there. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that, y'all. That's a pretty turnip. Right there's one. I'm noticing that most of the turnips are along this edge right here where they had room to grow. I had them planted so thick that they probably didn't have room to grow out in the middle. That might be a turnip right there. That must have had a taproot on it there. Golly. And here's another one. Well, I'm going to say that that'll probably be a plenty for her. There's several in there. And it's just her, and she told me she didn't want many, so that should be enough. I'll grab a bucket, put them in there, and time to get the rest of this mess cleaned up. I'm just gonna throw that one back. It don't look good.
Well, Andy's gone in to eat lunch. He just informed me that he's gonna be getting rid of my collard greens, which they're fixing to bolt. Some of my turnip greens over there, there's a couple of them already shooting out blooms. I thought I'd come out here and pick me a few little leaves anyway. Fix me one more mess. Because we don't plant collard greens in the springtime. I do have some greens canned though, that I canned back in the fall. I still have some canned ones, but nothing beats fresh. And these leaves are pretty small, but they're still good. Just have to pick more of them. And everybody's different, but I'm gonna tell you what, I'd eat collard greens over turnip greens any day of the week, even though I love both of them. I like collards better. I got one more plant up there. But yeah, they're all looking like they're fixing to shoot out blooms, so it's time for them to go anyway. Got me a good armful here. That'll be enough to make me a good mess. And we do try to practice seasonal eating. I do think that's the way we were meant to eat. And well, when these go out of season, when I'm out of collard greens, it just makes them that much more sweeter when I get some more in the fall. The signs are getting about right to plant root crops. So if we're gonna replant carrots in here, we gotta get these out.
Yep.
So let's get them. We're gonna dig them and see what we got here.
There's a monster.
Mama!
Yeah. Wow.
Holy,
Ooh,
what's been eating on it?
something been in there.
Oh, that was a pretty carrot.
It looks like literally it's got a bug hole in the middle of it.
It's pretty on that side, but not on that side.
That'd be a good one for Ty.
It may have froze.
Well,
Let me throw it into the chickens because it's full of little worms and everything.
oh yeah, they'll love that. Throw it in there. Look, there's a good one.
Oh!
Look at that one.
Daddy!
Will you put that in my bucket?
Yeah, that's a pretty one.
Look at that one.
Oh, man.
And look how good they've kept. Like, we just left them in here even after the frost got them, and they done good.
It
Here,
looks
Put them in
like,
my bucket.
it looks like to me, though, we probably couldn't have left them much longer
No.
because they're starting to grow fresh
Can I
roots.
get this one to tie? Oh!
Oh, it's just fat. It's short and fat. Look at it.
I planted a variety that's short and fat.
Throw that in my bucket over there.
I can't remember what they were called.
This one's holding root.
You can give that to Ty.
There's a bunch of carrots in here.
Daddy, you find any little ones, give them to tie. I'm going to give them to tie.
Look,
Okay.
there's just something you can give to him.
Gosh, Ty's going to have a whole bunch. He loves carrots. Oh, wow.
Oh, look at this
Those
one.
can be ties because
Look.
they're all eat on. What is that, a white carrot?
It looks like it. Put that in my bucket.
I did plant some of those rainbow carrots.
Ty can have that one.
Well, evidently the purple carrots didn't like staying in there over winter because there's another purple one and
It's all rotten.
This
It's
Throw
not.
that in there to the chickens.
it ain't no good.
That's what's going to go in there to tie.
All right.
Gosh, Ty's going to have a whole bunch.
You'll be happy about that, won't you?
And if you're wondering why we're just now getting around to pulling them, well, we left them because we were wanting to let them grow all winter long because we've always done that, but it got so cold this winter it froze them back. Like that's the first time we've ever had carrots.
Hey, that's a good can of
Since we've been growing carrots, that's the first time we've ever had carrots freeze back the way these did.
Yeah.
And so then when the ground froze, we couldn't dig them. We tried.
We tried, yeah. And
There-
they were.
There's a purple one. Now that's a good purple one.
All right. Yeah, put it in my bucket.
I don't
You can throw that in the tie.
The horses and the chickens get the benefit from the ones that we're not gonna eat, so
They're too little.
too little or them few that's been eat on like there. And this watering tub is busted. That's why we decided to grow in it.
Look at that short, cute, fat little thing.
I can can that one here. Throw that in there. There's a good one. That's a pretty.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Look at this one.
Which Maggie's pulled several of them. She likes to go feed them to the horses.
Well,
Oh wow!
Jacob's pulled several of them and eat them.
Yeah, he likes raw carrots. He don't like them cooked, but
Yeah, this was some of our compost that we made. We're gonna have to top it off before we plant it again. It's really sunk a lot.
This is going to go to tie.
Leave that in there.
Mother, look, this one's going to go to tie.
alright,
This one's going to go to tie. This one's definitely going to go to tie.
try one and see what it tastes like. If you've never eaten a fresh carrot and you really like the carrot flavor, you should try to grow you some carrots. Oh yeah,
Still good?
very good. It's not woody or anything. But you know, sometimes they get too old and they get hard and they ain't no count. These are good though. But I believe I've changed my mind.
Not enough to can, is it?
I thought I'd have more than that. That'd be about 2 pints. It ain't hardly enough.
have a few carrots.
Jacob
you-
prepared you a bunch of snacks.
What do you think if I just put them in a bag in the refrigerator, me and you work on eating them over the next week or so?
Okay.
Not bad though.
Not considering, we also got to remember how many have been pulled. There's been several. He's pulled several and Maggie's pulled several.
Just throughout eating them.
Good sized ones. Well, Maggie feeds them to the horses.
Right.
I brought him by the top end so he won't bite my fingers.
Loves them carrots, don't he?
Mm-hmm.
I just need you to help me set them over to the side.
Okay.
All right. It's broke free. Can you tote it over there? We're going to lay it up against the side of the fence. Whoa. Golly. The weeds has growed up around them. All right, take it on. You about got it. You about got it. There you go. You don't have to pick it up, though.
There's no good way to hold on to these.
You ain't tall enough.
No.
Pick it up. All right. Now we got to get these out of the ground. Look, I'm just going to hand them to you and you go stack them.
Oh.
You think you can pull one up?
Let's see.
Try it. Come on. Can you get it? Come on, big boy. You got it.
No, it's not that hard.
I saw that.
Get it, Megan.
You got it. Maggie, you stacking them?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna lay that one right there and you take it on. Can you get that?
Maybe.
There you go. Okay.
Whoa.
All right, thank y'all. We get these T-posts leaned up over there. Y'all can, now grab a couple and let's take them over and help her.
Okay.
But we get these leaned up. Y'all can go play or whatever.
Okay.
The rest will just be tractor work. So now I'm gonna get my big gate to the garden opened here because, well, I'm gonna be going in and out with the tractor now. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it opened up. Once we have the garden and stuff planted, I'll probably close it back. I've got my fence attached to this 4x6 here, and then these turnbuckles attached to the 4x6, and that just helps me pull all of this fence tight. But the two bottom ones are really the only ones that do anything. The top one don't never really, it's too long. It don't have no pressure on it. I've got full access to the garden with the tractor. And And that's my plan for the gate on the new part up there I'm going to do too. Just hadn't got that far yet. I've already got my little tiller hooked up to the little tractor, so I guess that's what we're going to use. I had to run up to my grandma's last night. I went ahead and tilled up her spot. Well, bye-bye, pretty collards.
So next thing on my list, especially since I decided not to can those carrots, is I'm going to tell you my favorite thing about getting plenty of milk and plenty of eggs: ice cream. So today I'm going to show y'all how I make my chocolate ice cream. Oh, it's so good. It is so good, but I'm an ice cream connoisseur. I will eat ice cream. I don't care if it's -20 outside. Your girl here is going to be eating some ice cream. So using this recipe, this is the best recipe I've found for a good, really good texture, especially after it's set in the freezer. We're going to start off with 4 egg yolks. And now what we're going to do, I'm going to mix up about a half a cup of milk chocolate chips and a half a cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. And I'm going to let those melt on extremely low heat on my oven here until we get our milk mixture all mixed up. Alright, the next thing we need is about 3/4 a cup of sugar. There you go. Get that mixed in there. Alright, now we're going to add in about 2 cups of heavy cream and 2 cups of regular milk. Now with raw milk, of course, you got your cream on top and your regular milk below that. So usually what I do, I just don't shake my milk and I just pour it up to 4 cups. But if you're making this without fresh milk, you're going to need some heavy cream and some regular milk. You can see my cream there. It comes down to about there. Like I said, I'm not going to shake it or anything. I'm just going to pour it straight in until it equals about 4 cups worth of liquid. And I'm just going to get all that combined. And that sugar, after it sits there for a little bit, it'll go ahead and dissolve. They're starting to melt. So I'm going to add just a little bit of milk to them just to give them a little bit of liquid. Alright, we're going to add in a little salt. And a little vanilla. Now you can totally use cocoa powder for this instead of doing it this way, but I really like the taste of the chocolate chips. It makes it really chocolatey. And I should use a double boiler. I don't have one. Don't see a need for one. I've just, like I said, got this chocolate on really, really low. I have an eye that's just like a keep warm eye. And I cut that on as low as it'll go and do my chocolate. Alright, it's melted for the most part, so I'm going to go ahead and pour that in my milk mixture. And also doing it this way, I'm going to have like some chocolate chunks in my chocolate ice cream. And it's so good that way. Some people are cake people, you know. Some people love cake, some people love candy. Megan loves ice cream. And we're just going to get that all mixed up. And that'll mix up even better once I get it in my ice cream maker. Now you don't have to add those eggs in there if you don't want to. I guess this is more of a custard. I don't know. But the eggs really help with the texture once this ice cream is frozen. Alright, break out my ice cream maker here. Now, this thing right here is the best invention known to man. It is a tabletop or countertop ice cream maker. It's got its own condenser and everything in there. And with this recipe that I just showed you, it makes the perfect amount of ice cream for what this will hold. So, there's no freezing bowls, there's no ice involved, no nothing. You just cut it on and let it go. So I'm going to pour my mixture in there and we will get this thing started. Now all that right there was my little chocolate pieces that will be mixed in amongst my chocolate ice cream. Lock that lid on. Hit the play button. And that's all it is to this thing. I bought this off Amazon as a gift to myself. I'm one of those type of people, I hardly ever buy myself anything. But I bought this for myself last year and I have put it to good use. So it'll take it about an hour to turn into some when it gets done, it'll be more like soft serve ice cream. And we'll get it in our container and stick it in the freezer.
So I'm sure y'all could tell that straw was a bit of a challenge, needless to say, to get work in here. And I've still got a lot of work to do before I can plant anything in this. See there? I mean, it worked into the soil pretty good, but by no means is that ready to plant into. So that's why I wanted to go ahead and get this garden worked up now, even though we've still got probably at least 3 or 4 weeks before we go to planting anything in it. I needed to get that incorporated because if I'd have had to do this the day of planting, I'd have never had it ready in time. But now I've got that first rough tillage done over it. I can let it sit. It'll get rained on between now and then. And I'll probably end up having to till it a time, or I mean probably 2 or 3, 4 more times, who knows. Maybe the straw wasn't that great of an idea. The leaves that I've used in the past, they always work up a whole lot better than that straw. Or than that straw did. This is the first time I've ever really had that much straw on the garden over the winter. So I really wasn't sure what to expect. That's why I wanted to go ahead and get out here and try it. And I'm glad I did, because it's pretty much like I thought it was going to be, a mess. So now, like I said, that'll just sit there for a while before I go back and till it again. I'm going to go ahead and till up the new spot out here. So the other day, after we got done building the raised beds, I spread all the leaves out with a leaf blower and went through here with my plows and busted up all this sod and everything that was in here. So now I'm just gonna run over it with a tiller for the same reason, so that things will be breaking down and all that before it's actually time to plant. Now, it's not gonna be fully broken down by planting time, but it should be good enough that we can plant something into it. Oh yeah, this is working up nice here. All right, by no means is this ready to plant either. But I wanted to go ahead and get all that sod and everything that's out here and these leaves. I wanted to get it all incorporated so it can be dying, breaking down, and all that good stuff before planting time actually gets here. And that's the bad thing about having all of this organic material on top of the soil, such as the leaves, the straw, and all that. Or even if you've got a really dense, thick cover crop, you have to get out, you have to plant ahead. You can't go out and till your garden and plant that day. You've got to get out and plant ahead and get that stuff incorporated, because it will take multiple passes. And that's where something such as a tiller that goes on the back of a tractor really comes in handy, because they work all of that up and chop it all up so good. The soil looks pretty good out here on this side. I mean, we've still got clumps of sod like that right there. That'll die out once, especially now that I've tilled over it. My biggest issue is going to be is this spot of the yard had a lot of Bermuda grass in it. And so that's my biggest worry when it comes time to start growing in this, because any of y'all with experience for Bermuda grass, you till it, you just make it thicker. So we're going to have a mess right here until we actually get that Bermuda grass extinguished. And I have no idea how long that's going to take. So now what I've got to do, since I've already got the tiller hooked up to this tractor, I would normally probably use the bigger tractor with the big tiller. Since this one's already hooked up, I'm going to go up there and work up our potato patch, because we will be planting potatoes really soon. That sounds good. It's a good day for it. It's got hot. I was wondering where they's fixing to head to. Going to the creek. So I'm up here at what I call the potato patch now, which is this little plot right here. We've planted it in potatoes the last 2 or 3 years. I come up here and plowed through the cover crop couple evenings ago just to go ahead and get it busted up. Wasn't much of a cover crop anyways, because the deer had really kept it mowed down. Right over here is where we've been planting our sorghum patch each year. Well, this year we're planting potatoes in this, and then if we have excess potatoes, we'll plant them over there too. But I'm going to move them around just a little bit. I went ahead and same time I busted through this cover crop. And it was the same situation. It really wasn't much of a cover crop. It was about this tall. The deer, this year, for some reason, the deer just wiped them out. And I guess it's been so cold through the winter, they never really got much of a chance to do much growing over the winter either. So, anyways, they weren't much of a cover crop there, but I did get it plowed through. Now I'm going to go ahead and run the tiller through it, get everything ready to plant, and that way we'll be ready to roll the morning we get up that we're going to plant potatoes. I just love how a tiller slicks up a field. And I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know if a 25 horsepower tractor is supposed to pull a 5-foot tiller, because in soil like this right here that's really loose, or where I've worked it up, you know, beforehand with a plow and it got really loose, it works, this little 25 horsepower tractor for sure, but it pulls it. But if I was going to do it a lot, I would probably want to hook it to something that's got more horsepower than 25. That's just a little food for thought for anybody who's curious. I'm sure you can probably hear in the video footage how it pulls this engine down pretty good. But it gets the job done, and you just got to go a little bit slower. So I'm going to till up that one over there next. Like I say, this is just kind of going to be my overflow garden. I'm not really, I don't know. I'm not really intending on having this thing full of potatoes, but it's going to be ready just in case we have more than will go in that patch. Got this field ready and this field ready. I do have just a little bit of green left from the cover crop, like that. You know, in spots like that right there will continue to grow. Even though it's tilled up, if it gets a shower of rain on it, that'll grow. So it's gonna be laying out here in the sun the rest of the day today. That may dry it up and kill it. If everything still looks pretty well alive the day I plant my potatoes, I may till over it one more time, like a real quick pass, just to sort of bust up some of that again. But other than that, I think it's ready. So, first big crop's fixing to go in the ground. I don't know, man, I tell you. I'm excited about it, and at the same time, I'm thinking of all the work that's going to be ahead of us here in the future. But it's all right. It's very rewarding, so that's all that matters.
All right, you want an ice cream cone? Go holler at Jacob. All right, our ice cream is done. And I've got 2 children standing in line waiting. Is that right?
Yeah.
I was about to say 3, but Daddy's not in here.
Oh, man. So you can see it's still a little bit soft, but it'll harden up once we put it in the freezer.
Oh.
Look it around the edges.
Mm.
They're pretty good, ain't it?
Uh-huh.
And this will set up just like your store-bought ice cream after it sits in the freezer for a couple of hours.
I got
Oh,
mine.
oh, can you lick that? It's gonna fall.
Lick it, lick it, lick it.
So now we'll get my ice cream container and we'll put that in there. You want a cone of ice cream?
No, I'll wait for it to harden up for ice.
All right.
I like it when it's firmer. That looks good though.
It looks wonderful. I love it.
I know you're excited to have some fresh ice cream again.
Yes, I am. It's the best part about it. Makes all the hard work worth it. It's the best part about having a cow.
It's the ice cream? Did you put the chocolate chips in it this time?
Yeah.
Good.
That's the way you like it, ain't it?
Yeah, that's the only way to have it. After eating it that way.
That's my made-up concoction.
That right there was your best investment ever, wasn't it?
Yes.
The ice cream machine.
The best money I ever spent. And these little ice cream containers, I got these off of Amazon. And they're actually made for homemade ice cream. And they sit in the freezer good because of the way they're shaped. And you know the best part of being the ice cream maker?
You get to lick it.
Somebody has to clean the ice cream machine.
You get to lick it and clean it up. Yeah, it'll be just about enough to fill that thing up.
Yeah, it's usually about perfect. And that's, I mean, it's usually that soft when I first get it out.
Yeah, it hardens up a lot when you put it in the freezer.
You at least want to taste this?
Yeah, I guess I'll taste this. The more I look at it, the more I want some.
Well, is it satisfactory?
It's good. I forgot what it tastes like. Forgot how good it was.
Now you can't eat it all. You got to save me a bite.
Oh, there's plenty in here. That's a whole lot better than store-bought.
No comparison. Yep, that ain't fit to eat. I'm gonna have to be the only one to eat it, save y'all from having any trouble.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think you're gonna have no problem getting rid of it.
Yeah, you can see it's kind of like soft serve right now, but it'll harden up nice.
Yeah, I prefer having it hard, but it still tastes good when it's like that.
I'll eat it anyway.
I know you will. Love ice cream.
But anyways, guys, I guess that's going to about wrap it up for today's video. Y'all enjoy the beautiful weather on the horizon if y'all are having it like we are.
I think most of the country is having nice weather right now, or in the future.
Yep. And anyways, till we see y'all on the next one.
Y'all have a good one.
Have a good one.